morning. My name is Paweł Skrzypek, and I'm really happy to be here and to be able to present our presentation regarding the multi-cloud optimization, autonomous multi-cloud serverless deployment and optimized management. In my presentation, I will tell about the Melodic project. It is the one of the OW2 projects, so it is fully open source and available for download. What is Melodic? It is a single universal platform for deployment and management of the application in the cloud and multi-cloud. We are supporting Azure, AWS, Google Cloud Platform, OpenStack-based cloud providers, and more. We can deploy automatically application to this multi-cloud environment in the optimized way. So we can select the best cloud provider, the best resources, and properly scale up the application. And as an application can be deployed on the virtual machines, containers, and also serverless components in one transparent way. As I said, Melodic is fully open source and can be downloaded from the OW2. Why to use Melodic? Probably it is the simplest and easiest way to use multi-cloud approach, because you don't need to learn many cloud providers, many different consoles and so on, and can use only Melodic to deploy to the multi-cloud. It is the unified way to deploy virtual machines, containers, serverless, and also big data framework to different cloud providers. The deployment is fully automatic, so no manual operations are needed. And also Melodic, it is a very unique feature of the Melodic, is able to optimize the usage of the cloud resources and automatically select the best set of these resources. Why this is possible? The first step is that Melodic has its own modeling language called CAML, Cloud Application Modeling and Execution Language. It is the language similar to Tosca, but extends Tosca to allow for modeling components, connections, security, and also requirements for the infrastructure. So all of this is modeled in the CAML in the cloud agnostic way. User can set the requirements, constraints, and so-called utility function, which decides which deployment is better and allows the optimization process. What is this best deployment? It is very difficult to say what is the best deployment. But before knowing what is the best deployment, we need to know something about the running application. So we should collect the metrics to have the context of the running application. Melodic is collecting both technical and business metrics. Based on the metrics, we can create the utility function which decides what is the best deployments. Usually we are thinking about the cost savings, cost minimization, but the best cost savings is to not deploy application at all, and the cost is zero, which is not the case. So usually it is the trade-off between the cost, performance, and availability and other factors. Melodic is focusing on business value of the application, so we can measure custom metrics like average response time to the user and time for the finishing job. So you can consider Melodic like your smart automatic DevOps, which is able to select the best deployment. How it works? At first, DevOps person needs to model the application in the CAML, set the initial values of the parameters. Then Melodic calculate initial deployment, so initial best deployment, and automatically deploy this selected deployment to the cloud providers. When application is running, the metrics are collected, and Melodic is monitoring the application. When the certain certain thresholds of the metrics are exceeded, then a new solution, Melodic is looking for the new better solution, and after finding the new better solution, the application is reconfigured. Reconfiguration is fully seamless, so it's not stop the application, new resources are added, and then old resources are removed, and so on. So application is working all the time. And that is how the Melodic working. And now I want to say what are the purpose why we should use Melodic for business application. And we have one of the early adopters of the Melodic, the AI Investments company. It is the Polish company which aims to build or already build the investments optimization solution using the advanced AI models in the time series forecasting and optimization area. And typical business goal for the AI investments is to train, for example, 50 predictions models in, for example, 1 hour using as minimal number of the resources. And how the AI investments is using Melodic. The operator investments analysis in AI investments is starting the training, so setting the number of the jobs to be trained, and initially the on-premises resources are used because they are already exist, so it is the cheapest way to start with using these resources, but usually these resources are not enough. Yeah, so estimated time for the finishing training on these resources is over 1 hour. So Melodic automatically, based on the current values of the metrics, is looking for the more resources and setting up provision the resources in the cloud and deploy application there. And again, check what is the estimated time. If it's still too long, then new resources are added till the moment that estimated processing time is 1 hour or below as, as assumed in the business goal. And after the finishing training, all of the cloud resources are removed to save the cost. All results are stored. Yeah, so it is a very simple use case, but it is very, very powerful. And the obvious benefits are as follow. Yeah, the effective optimization of the resource consumption. It is very well chosen scaling of the machine learning trainings possibility, optimization of the work relative to the budget planned, and additional feature is the increased reliability of the application. So in case of the outage of the one cloud provider or on-premises infrastructure, Melodic can automatically move the workload to the different cloud provider to not stop the application and to achieve the highest possible availability. And what are the cost savings benefits? In case of the AI investments, it is possible to achieve over 60% of the cost savings thanks to that multi-cloud optimization and careful usage of the cloud resources. In this table, we are comparing the cost of this hybrid model with the on-premises and cloud resources used on demand, and we can compare that to the cloud-only model, which is presented as first, and on-premises only model, yeah, with the same parameters. And as you can see, in both cases, the cost is much higher. Of course, this is extreme examples, so probably real savings are slightly lower, but nevertheless, it is the huge cost savings, especially for the companies which are intensively use high compute intensive applications. But Melodic is further extended, further developed within the Morphemic project. We want to introduce two new concepts. One concept is the polymorph architecture, so the ability to not only select the number of the resources and optimize the number of the resources, but also to change the technical form of the application to select, for example, what is better to use virtual machines, containers, or maybe serverless components or hardware accelerated components. So that gives the additional dimension to the optimization and could give even better results. And the second concept is the proactive adaptation, so ability to proactively adapt application to the expected or estimated workloads. Currently, Melodic is based on the actual values of the of the metrics, but within the Morphemic project, we want to forecast the values of the metrics and make the reconfiguration before the real usage is needed. Thanks to that, for example, for the e-commerce application, we could better adapt to the expected increase in the number of the users, because we can adapt our application before the number of the users will increase, so the experience for the users will be much better. Morphemic project is in progress. The first release is planned till the end of the August this year, so it will be available also for download and usage, of course, on the OW2. You can download Melodic. Here is the link to the Melodic Cloud website. Melodic is released under the Mozilla public license, but all of this source code is stored on the OW2. And I also want to encourage you to stay in touch with us, to visit Melodic Cloud, to follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and other media. We are very active and very actively provide, I hope, interesting information regarding the both Melodic and Morphemic development, and also the multi-cloud related things. So please follow us on the social media, and we also want to encourage you to join to the Melodic development as an open source developer. We are looking for the developers, and any person or team is welcome. We have quite visionary roadmap to further extend Melodic platform and to make it the best multi-cloud optimization platform. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much. If you are interested, please contact me in details. We are very open for any type of the cooperation. Thank you very much.